Rutherford Issues with Bryan Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Our coverage here on WGNS is made possible by our friends at Middle Tennessee Electric. You know, when it comes to those critical updates, MTE wants to make sure that you're updated right away with all of the information that's going on. So you don't want to miss out on any of those updates, right? So make sure your email and your phone number is updated, because if not, like in my case, all of that information was going to the landline I had 20 years ago in Smyrna. Doesn't do a lot of good there. So check it out at mte.com. Get all of that updated there. So I'm trying to update under Eva's name there because it's covering her head, and I don't want anything to cover Eva's head here. So Jolene Radnati is here. And, that just kind of flows off the tongue, Jolene. I'm going to introduce you first because you're a frequent flyer. You've been here a lot. So how are you?
Great. How are you, Ryan?
Doing good. Now, you and Eva have been breakfast pals and conference pals and all this kind of stuff, right?
All week, yes. Well, Read to Succeed partners a lot with United Way, and I'm just grateful that they're letting me hop on their little showtime today and hang out with Eva again because she's a lot of fun.
Eva Smith, how are you?
I'm good. And I'm sorry, I pronounce it Ava.
Ava, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard Jolene say that a minute ago. So I got her name right, and yours is 3 letters. So, but why do you spell it EVA? You didn't have really
I didn't get a choice in that. I think my mom got it from Argentina, so I think
nice.
That's where that came from.
Okay. So, you are the Collective Impact Coordinator.
Yeah.
How long have you been in that gig?
Well, I started as an intern in May of 2025, and then I got hired on after I graduated in August of 2025. So basically coming up on a year.
Woohoo!
And I'm very excited.
Now, have you been here before?
When I was an intern, I did come here when you did an interview with Ella and Rachel Hagler, and I just sat in the corner there.
Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So not in the hot seat.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I've got a list of about 40 questions to ask you, so no problems here. No. Well, congratulations on the job, and you must be pretty close, Jolene, since you work alongside her and the United Way in a lot of things.
Yes, and she, even as an intern, I was like, you guys don't hire her. She's sharp. So they listened to me.
Did you say if you don't, I might, or something like that? Yeah. So, let me start out by, Jolene, having you remind our listeners about the work of Read to Succeed and what you do here in our community. And I'm going to have you pull that mic a little bit closer to you there.
Okay.
But just talk to us about what it is Read to Succeed does.
Read to Succeed is a nonprofit that provides free literacy programming and events for children and adults in our community. So we are ages 3 to 99. Anyone that lives or works in Rutherford County as an adult, if they're 18 and above, they can receive all of our help to help them get their high school diploma or whatever their literacy goals are. Say they're at a job and they need help with math. We can just tutor them specifically for that math. So adult tutoring, English as second language classes, citizenship classes, and conversation hour. And then for the children's side, which is how we partner. Well, we partner for both with United Way, but we're in a VPK, so that's volunteer pre-K with Mid-Cumberland Head Start and Murfreesboro City Schools. We read monthly, provide high-quality books, and engage the families around that book. Family literacy nights at elementary schools across the county, and then culturally relevant book clubs in the high school, middle, and elementary schools. In the elementary schools, we call it KidLit, and in high schools and middle schools, we call it AdLit. So, and then we do tons of community events like Reading in the Schools Day that's coming up in September. So
yeah.
I'll be back to talk about that. But all the things literacy. That's our thing. That's our gig.
And so, what were you doing at a conference? What were...
Oh, it was the Governor's Early Literacy Foundation. We are part of the select group in that, where if you're a literacy partner of theirs, they have a convening every year. We do a regional and a state, and we just come together with like-minded book nerds and educators, and we just work together to help the families what we need to do to make sure we get books into the hands, hearts, and minds of the kids and the communities. We learn all types of things of how to get that done. Like our legislatures were there. I can't even talk to it. Legislators were there. Like Senator Dawn White was there. We had Scott Sapicki,
a former teacher. Dawn,
yes, for Murfreesboro City Schools. Yeah. So they explained to all of us in our role what we need to do to make sure what our goals are for education at the state level. Don't get them when they have 2 minutes to get to a meeting. Call your, as a constituent, you should call your representative, let them know what you're, passionate about, your thoughts and everything. So we learn all that kind of stuff when we go to these conferences. And then we hear great authors. We get a lot of free books. It's just a great way to get filled up so you can continue your mission.
So, Ava, tell me about Collective Impact Coordinator. What is that you do?
Oh, sometimes I say I feel like a catch-all. Quite a few things, and I really enjoy staying busy and having a lot to work on. I work with our 211 resource referral line, which is nationwide, but we work with Nashville, who helps us with the call center, and I basically just get new agencies on 211 and help make sure their information stays up to date, so anyone who's in need can find resources. I work on our Imagination Library as the program manager in Rutherford County and Cannon County. We also have other early childhood programming that we're working on revamping right now, so hopefully more details to come later on for that. I work with Ella on our grants process, volunteer grant reviewers that we utilized this year, which was great, and really any community initiatives that come up, I try to be there to help with.
You are a catch-all, so there you go. We want to talk about Imagination Library here for the majority of the time this morning, and I have to say, so Jolene mentioned a second ago, you probably don't know the backstory, but she and I are Facebook pals, and so she saw my post about how she said your baby had a birthday, and I was immediately thinking of my granddaughter, who did turn 1 back in May, but my son turned 27. And so, but, some of the sweetest videos that they have taken and they post in our little family photo and video areas, him reading to her, and she's got books that she loves. She has one that she's terrified of. It's a pop-up dinosaur book.
Okay, well, that would be scary.
Yeah. And my daughter-in-law was telling me that she just goes into her room, and because she's walking now, and she'll just pull out a book and start reading. And she got this dinosaur book and pulled it out and scared herself, opening the book. But she loves books, loves to have those, and they get the books each month. And it's a wonderful thing that new parents have, and these kids have the opportunity to have books, build their own library, which builds literacy.
Yes,
right?
It does. And Eva, people think it's Dolly Parton's, which she's the queen,
sure,
but she physically does not pay for that.
Right.
So she started the initiative and everything, but each individual program across the state has to help raise funds to get those books mailed and to the door of your granddaughter.
Yeah. So now, is there some state funding with that, or is it all local funding?
Well, how it works at United Way is we pay for 50% of the book costs, and then Governor's Early Literacy Foundation pays for the other half. Our half comes from grant funding, any fundraisers that we do, or if in campaigns, people specifically pledge to Imagination Library. And so that's how we're kind of able to do that. Our biggest fundraiser is Storybook Breakfast, which I know has been talked about on here before. So that'll be exciting when it comes back in the spring. But then the Dollywood Foundation is great because they handle all distribution of the books for us. So that's the mailing, all of the labeling, all of the printing of the books with Random Penguin House. So we're working in a triangle together, and I don't think we could do it without each other.
Yeah,
I can't say where Guelph is getting money from. I'm not too familiar with that.
Right.
But
Yeah,
Well,
Governors Early Literacy. That's who we were with. So,
Right.
Yeah.
so they
Okay.
get funding through the states. They're a foundation, and they're the governor helped.
So it's all
20-something years ago. Yeah.
part of a partnership together to make this work. But so to get the books in the hands here in Rutherford County, and of course South Central Tennessee for the entire United Way, but all of that work is done by the United Way. Now, you mentioned the Storybook Breakfast, but I'm interested in the Storybook Trail.
yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, we just opened up our second Storybook Trail, which was super exciting. Our first one was at Smyrna Public Library, which we're actually working on updating that book right now, so more to come on that. But this trail at Patterson Park Community Center, we really feel is the perfect place to put it. People are already coming there to have community. And so it's just kind of right out the front door and off to the side, right behind like the park and splash pad. So it's really the perfect spot. The book we have is We Share This Neighborhood by Dan Sachs. This is a community book that talks about the power in community, how we share our neighborhood, how we can take care of our neighborhood, which is a wonderful lesson we should be teaching to the kids around our town. And storybook trails are great because they offer a chance for families to come together. They get outside, they get a chance to read a free book together, and each panel has 2 book pages, and at the bottom are prompts for activities. So it could be questions, it could be movement, but it really allows the families to have fun together and just explore.
So how does it work? Are there like placards around, or tell us how that works.
There's panels. So when you come out of the community center and make a right, there's a little sidewalk, and that's where the first panel is. It'll say the Storybook Trail starts here, and you just go panel to panel, and it'll be each page of the book.
Nice. That's
so you need
cool.
to take your granddaughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That sounds like a wonderful. So is the one at Patterson Park? It's available now too.
It's available. We just had our ribbon cutting, so go out and enjoy it.
Okay.
It was on a sweltering day, but you know what? When you see the literacy, it cools you off. It makes you excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and if it is a hot day, the kiddos
Splash
can go in the
pad.
splash pad.
Yeah. Very
I
close
thought
by.
about it. I thought about it.
I can imagine. So I would imagine Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation is a partner in this, being
Yes.
at Patterson Park. So
Yes.
are there others that help make this possible?
Yeah, so Ingram, a content group, gave us a sponsorship. We originally got the grant through Guelph, so that's where the finances came from. Murfreesboro Parks and Rec did a great job coordinating everything, and they installed the panels for us, and they're also going to help us keep it clean. And then Patterson Park Community Center, we worked with the MGL library there, and Samantha, she helped us choose this perfect book.
Okay, that's awesome. So, well, this is the second storybook trail. Are there others maybe down the road?
Yeah, the Smyrna one has been available. Unfortunately, a tree did fall
Of
on
course.
one of the panels, but we're fixing that with the update. The book that's there right now is Red House. It's like 3 different commas of names in the book.
I could see it.
But it's got little houses on it. Great book. Also has lots of prompts for people. The trail over there is longer, so and it's got a beautiful pond and gorgeous trees. So definitely encourage people to visit over there as well.
And with the panels, it sounds like you can change out the book too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can't make any promises, but if we can update once a year, that's definitely our goal, and we would love to do that.
So maybe the new West Side Park that's coming for Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation is a cool place, and I'm sure that there are others, Discovery Center, and who knows what kind of partnerships. So who knows? This hopefully will grow and grow and grow.
It's really versatile. It can go to so many different places.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Our friends from, Read to Succeed, Jolene Radnati is here, and Ava Smith with the United Way of South Central Tennessee. Talking literacy today. We've talked a bit about the Imagination Library. I did want to make one point about that for the person out there listening that may not have known about the. I don't know how if you have a child now that you don't know about it, because I mean it's and I think it's something that the pediatricians and the doctors in the hospitals do a really good job of letting people know. But can you sign up if you're not getting those books, I guess?
Yeah, as long as your child is in the range of 0 to 5. We, of course, recommend signing them up as early as possible to get the most out of the program.
Yeah.
But really, anytime you can sign them up during that age. If they sign up when they're a newborn, they can expect to have about 60 books by the time they graduate out of the program, which is a wonderful home collection. People can sign up through the Imagination Library website. They can also check out your local uw.org to sign up on there. And then they can also, if they're going to be birthing at one of the birthing hospitals here, so St. Thomas, and we also have a partnership at the Stonecrest in Smyrna. They do give new parents an intake form, which has been really helpful in reaching our families here. In Rutherford County, we serve about 15,000 children a month, and in Cannon County, about 800. So some great numbers.
Absolutely. So a lot of good work going on there. Jolene, anything that you've got coming up?
Well, actually, I'm here to talk about, those books going home. That's amazing. That excites me. What if that parent can't read to that kiddo?
Yeah.
So our adult literacy programming, we are in desperate need of some tutors for our fall classes. So I was calling just to put a shout out that if anyone feels led to serve and help somebody change their trajectory through literacy, we have a tutor training coming up July 28th. I almost said August. Tuesday, July 28th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. It's at our offices, 910 Ridgely Road. We provide a meal. We give all the tools and explain everything. It's if you can speak English and you can read anything, you can be a tutor. You just have to have that willingness to help. Everything that we have is, our curriculum is a wonderful. It's laid out for that person, but we are in need of volunteer tutors, a desperate need right now for our fall classes. So if anybody is interested, they can call our offices at 615-738-7323, or they can contact us through our adult literacy coordinator. Her name's Tina Welch, and her email is AL coordinator, so adult literacy coordinator, AL coordinator at readtosucceed.org.
Awesome. So we hope a lot of folks will come alongside. 1 in 6 adults in Rutherford County struggle with literacy.
Yes. So 1 out of 6 are at or below a 3rd grade reading, writing, and math level. 72% of their children are more likely to continue that cycle. So working together as a community, partnerships with folks like the United Way and churches and everything, our churches provide English as second language classes, and for us, they provide space for us to give the tools to those folks in our community, because if we have folks that are literate, that helps our economy and our community. It helps our community grow and become stronger.
Absolutely. Jolene Radnati joining us from Read to Succeed, and with the United Way, Ava Smith. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
You too.